class. Good morning, and I would like to welcome everyone to Thursday morning class, November the 6th, and I am Daryl Dunnington. I will be leading the session for you today. First of all, I would like to congratulate all of you. You guys have worked really hard, and I saw the results. We had 11 or 12 people, but we had two this morning. So we had 13 people, I believe, and who passed the PEGA pretest. So that means that you qualify for a voucher. Congratulations. We'll take a look at that. There are two of you who need to take it again. You made a 68. I strongly encourage you take it again. You'll have up until noon time today. So the cutoff is noon time today for you to take it. So we'll talk about that also. There are two people who did not take it. If you are on this call, then make sure that you take it. It's very important. We want full class participation. We've had 16 to 17 of you out of the 21 who started that continue to participate. So we want that full participation. All right, so let's get started. Let's take a look at our agenda for today. In our last session, we looked at the certification, and we looked at the, what was it? You guys had to turn in the mission test. So great job on that. And then, of course, you had to take the PEGA BAE test. So I captured just the first 15 to 20 minutes about our conversation like we're having now. If you need to go back and revisit some of that, then go and do that. We saw that we took the pretest yesterday. I mentioned you guys did quite well. Very proud of you. And we'll have further discussions about that. You went to take a test. Now it is BAE 23. You are taking the certification for BAE 24. To be honest with you, it's not that much of a difference. PEGA should update the course to minimize confusion, but 23.3 is good enough for you to say that you've passed and you qualify for the voucher. I gave you a really tough test on BAE 24.1, or actually it was 24.2, though you'll take the certification on 24.1. So you should be well prepared. You've taken a test on 23, you've taken a test on 24.2, you're going to take the certification of 24.1. You should be well prepared for that particular test. Now, if you did not score the score that you wanted to score, you can go back and take it again. I will continue to monitor the folder until 11:45. At 11:45, I'll cut it off, and whatever is out there, I'll do the final updates, and then I'll send it to PEGA, and then we'll look for the vouchers from that point. So here's the outcome. So I'll pull together all of your tests that you've taken, all the pre-tests, to help you qualify for the PEGA test. It is ordered by the PEGA test. So again, I hid your names. I don't want to expose that, but you can go and you can find your row just based upon your knowledge about what did you make on your mission exam, what did you make on the BAE exam, what did you make on the PED exam, and of course, what did you make on the PEGA test. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people in the 80s. I think that's an excellent job. Now, the other concern that I had, it was all in English. So I thought you guys did an exceptional job because their test is in English. You will be able to take your certification test in Spanish. So I think that will be helpful. So if I look at the English version of what you took, and say, man, if you did it in Spanish, I'd probably add another 5 to 7 points. So I think you're in good shape. The testing makes a big difference. You guys took the mission test. Some of you probably took it over and over again, and you can continue that. Continue to practice taking the test so that you are familiar with the way that they will take those tests and order those tests. Okay. So let's see. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 80s, 278s, 276s, 274s, 72, 68. So if you made a 68 here, I noticed that on the mission exams, you made 96s. One of you made 100 on the BAE exam, and one of you made a 50 and a 60, 70. So you got numbers going up and down, up and down. I would strongly encourage you to take this test again. Maybe go back, take the mission test. You did a good job on the mission test. It's 40 minutes. Reorient your mind and then go back and take this test again. You're too close to not be able to sit for the exam. I'm quite sure you take it a second time, you'll be able to pass it. For the two of you who did not take the test, you still have the opportunity until 12 noon. You still have the opportunity until 12 noon, your time, Central Standard Time, to make sure that you get it turned in and updated. So if you guys have any questions, please let me know. This is still the chart. I know some of you have been focusing on the exam, but as you prepare for the exam, go back and do these essay questions. It'll help fill in the blank for you. Again, these are activities that if employers come and ask, your administration come and ask me, I can be honest with them and say they did all the work. Yes, they made the grade, they did all the work, because employers are looking at, did you do the proper activities so that you can gain the proper skill? And also remember, I said it's important for you to do those essay questions. They will help you formulate a conversation in your interview. They will ask you open-ended questions. Well, can you explain to me, for instance, how to design a case lifecycle? You have to be able to have a conversation around, well, I have to go, and if I'm a BA, I have to sit in a DCO session. While in that DCO session, I'm listening to the needs of the business unit, and it is my responsibility to take that information, translate those into PEGA artifacts. That can be an application with several case types. In that case type, you'll find stages, processes, and steps. Stages are identified by either a change in ownership, a change in status, or that process or those processes, steps and processes are just naturally grouped together. That's the type of conversation that they're looking for. And those essay questions will help you formulate and start building a conversation. So I encourage you, if you hadn't updated your essays, do the essays. I'm going back now that I've caught up on all your tests. I'm grading all the essays, and I can give you feedback there. So this morning, we'll spend just a small portion getting you ready for the Pearson VUE. That is the third-party vendor that administers the test for PEGA all over the world. So I worked with them for a long time. Now, you guys have a great benefit. Your school will be able to proctor the exam for you. So you don't have to go into a center anywhere in Mexico or Mexico City. That's what we originally had to do when we were getting your professors certified. They had to go to Mexico City, sit and take the test. But when I worked for PEGA, I was able to qualify them to do proctors. Now PEGA has allowed them to continue to be a proctor for the test. So just know that after we get your account set up, expect an email tomorrow or before Monday over the weekend explaining the details of where you will have to go to take the test and how it will be administered. I don't have that information right now. I do know this. We need to set up your account. It takes 24 hours to set your account up. Once that account is set up, since your school can proctor it, they will either tell you to come into a classroom on Monday, or they will give you some other instructions that you can take the test, since we've had COVID and it might be remote. I'm not sure, but expect instructions to come and for someone to be able to tell you that. But today we'll set up your PearsonVUE account. Follow along with me. I need to make sure that everyone gets it set up today so that it's ready for Monday. At the end of the session, I will upload a document in the instructions folder so that if you happen to find one of your fellow students who did not attend this session and they need to get set up, then they can follow those instructions. And of course, they can follow this video. I'll put this up immediately after this course or after this session. So make sure you follow along with me. Get your window up and let's go ahead and start this process. This evening, or after we get through with setting up your PearsonVUE account, which will not take us the whole session, probably a good 30 minutes. So we'll be through in the next 30 minutes here. You need to start working on the SAE, on this SAE module. Now, some of you may be asking, why do you want me to start working on SAE? And I'm not even finished with BAE. Because this very first module is a repeat of all of BAE. It is a repeat of all of BAE. And so now you get back and you can do a comprehensive review by doing this particular session. So after we get out of this session, I want you to spend some time, listen to this podcast that was created. And then I want you to go through each and every one of these. They're not long, 30 minutes for a case life cycle. So you should be able to do that with little or no instruction. 10 minutes for creating a data model. 20 minutes for adding fields to views. 10 minutes for creating data relationships to views. So that's a consolidation of everything you've learned in the last 6 weeks. You should be able to do that fairly quickly at this point. And then you get into a mission exercise and you do the mission exercise. Now, you probably won't finish it today, but you need to get it finished before Monday. And you get to take another mission test. Okay? So I'll get it set up for when you take this mission test, you can upload it to the folder so I can see what your test score is. If you make an 80 on that mission test after you've completed the mission exercise, then you get a digital badge. That should be your second digital badge. As a matter of fact, let's just pause right now. If you pass the mission test and you did the mission exercise, you should have a digital badge right now. So let's go to PEGA Academy. Let's go to PEGA Academy and let's check to see if your digital badge is there. And then if it is, give me a thumbs up. So you need to go to PEGA Academy. And it will probably have you to log in if you're not already logged in. Let's check to see if you received your first digital badge. And as a matter of fact, I'll have to set up a folder because I need to verify that you received a digital badge. So there'll be a folder for you to upload your digital badge. All right, so here I'm logged in. So log into your PEGA Academy. I am logged in, and you should be able to go to, I believe it's my PEGA. I get them confused sometimes. It might be profile. No, so the my PEGA is where we go in and we go to trial. So let's go back, go to my profile, go to my profile. All right, so bring up your profile. Everyone should be able to, should get in the PEGA Academy. Everyone should have this in their system now. And so you can see at the top, these are my certifications. And your certifications do not expire. If you realize this, I got my first certification in 2021. Yikes. Some of you guys were only 10 years old when I got my first certification. So in 2021, no, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014. Those are all four of my certifications. So you see I have the senior system certification here. I got the system architect, business architect, the older system architect. But at the bottom, I have some badges. Okay, at the bottom, I have some badges. Now, when I took the online courses, well, matter of fact, when I joined PEGA, they didn't even have the online courses. So that's why you don't see my badge certifications here. The only certifications you see is that I went through a Gen AI blueprint and I got that particular digital badge. But you guys should have a digital badge for BAE. If you have a digital badge for BAE, give me a thumbs up. Does anyone see that they have a digital badge for BAE? That means that you completed the exercise and that you made an 80 or above on the mission test. If you do not see the digital badge, but you took the mission test, that means that you need to go back and do the mission exercise. Okay, so I'm not seeing anyone with a thumbs up. So that tells me that you did not complete the mission exercise. Remember, the goal is to get 5 digital badges. That's impressive when you go before an employer. That meant that they understand that you've gone through all the material in the skill-based material. That's important, not just the certification. We used to say when I worked for PEGA, you have to be more than certified. You have to be qualified. Qualified means you have the skill. Okay. Qualified means that you have the skill. Employers are wanting to know that you acquire the proper skill as you went through and got certified. So I will strongly encourage you, because this is one of the requirements of passing this class from an academic perspective, but also for employment, that you have to acquire the digital badge. And the way you acquire the digital badge is to complete the mission exercise. If you get stuck on the mission exercise, there is the video. The video can help you. And if you still can't resolve it, shoot me an email. I've had a couple of students send me emails. We were able to figure it out. I can help you figure out the issues. Okay, so I'm going to ask one more time. Is there anyone, when they come to their PEGA profile, do you see a digital badge, most recent badges here for BAE? Give me a thumbs up. Anyone? Okay, so again, let me make it clear. Go back, complete the mission exercise. Complete the mission exercise, qualify for the digital badge. That is a requirement for this course. You're required to receive 5 digital badges, and that's the first digital badge. You took the test. Now you need to complete the mission exercise. And then for today, you need to go through this next section in SAE and complete its mission exercise and take the mission test. I'll have a place for you to upload that mission test, complete the mission exercise, and then you should receive your second digital badge. And just in case you guys don't know how to get to, let's see. So these are the certifications. You can go to do a search for PEGA certifications. It brings you to this screen. We've been looking at the business architect certification. For you to do your assigned work, you want to get into the system architect certification and go to the missions. And you'll do this first mission. Now, follow what's on the schedule because you're not doing all of the challenges. If you saw that, it said that it would take 11 hours. You're not doing all of these. Let me go back and show you. It says do design case lifecycle, create data model, add fields to view. So those 3, design case lifecycle, here, design case lifecycle, you're doing a challenge. Create data model, you're doing a challenge. You're not reading the module. Add field views, okay, you're doing the challenge. Create data relationships, create data relationships. Notice that you're skipping this. You're only doing the required modules. Notice that you're only doing the required modules. You don't have to do every one of these. It will take you 11 hours, but here you're only doing the required modules. Matter of fact, they do make you go through these, so you can read quickly through these, but you have to do this exercise. Required. So do those required modules, and then you'll see at the bottom of this, there's a mission exercise and there's a mission test. That's a comprehensive review for you to assure that now you're ready to take that test on Monday. The more skill you can acquire before that test, the better off you'll be to be able to understand the nature of the question that they're asking. Okay, so I hope that's clear to everyone. Let me sum up. Since none of you saw that you have a digital badge, then you did not, if you took the mission test, which you did, but you don't see your digital badge, that means you did not complete your mission exercise. And it'll tell you when things are wrong, give you an X, and it'll give you an idea of how to solve it. Work together with each other. Send me screenshots. I'll help you work through that. Then you'll come here and you'll do those particular modules that I've given you, do the mission exercise and the mission test, and you do that, then you will have 2 digital badges before you sit for the exam. So again, our focus is on this business architect. We're getting ready to achieve that. Before you take this certification, you should have 2 digital badges: business architect, low code app builder 24.2. You should have those 2 digital badges before Monday. You do that, then you are skilled ready. I can assure you of that. If you can do those, then you are skilled ready and you are adequately prepared to pass the certification. And of course, these come later on. All right, so let's go ahead and create your account in Pearson VUE. All right, so you need to go to this URL. Matter of fact, let me get out and let me copy this URL. I'll put it in the chat for you. Where's the chat? Chat. Okay, so I've put that URL in the chat. Copy and paste it into your browser, and it should take you right to this screen. I'll give you guys about 2 minutes to do that. I don't want to leave anyone behind in this exercise. It should take you right to that screen. Okay, once you get to that screen, give me a thumbs up. I want to make sure that we're all at the same place. Okay. Thank you, Jose. All right, there we go. There we go. Looking good. Looking good. Okay, so we're all there. You want to click on create an account. Now, once you do that, you'll get this page that talks about data collection. You have to check all the marks. It's a page you have to scroll up and down. So check everything from data collection all the way down to palm vein consent. And then you want to click on agree. Okay, so you have to check all of those. You really don't have an option. All right, so once you do that, click on agree. And now you get to the page where you're creating a web account. And you put in your personal information. Up at the top, put in, you don't need the title, put in your first name. Now, make sure that you put in your legal information that matches your driver's license. Most of you have a driver's license, right? You're in your 7th semester. Okay. So hopefully you have a driver's license or your social security name, whatever your legal government name is, then you need to make sure that you put it there. Because when they get ready to proctor the exam, it has to match. Okay. All right. So first name, middle name, last name, email. So make sure that you do not use your school email. Do not use your school email. Use your own personal email. Okay. Use your own personal email. Do not use your school email. This account will follow you into your professional life. So if you get a job with a PEGA partner or customer and you have to go and take new certifications, different types of certifications for the PEGA technology, you want them all to be associated with this one email. So it could be your Gmail account, Yahoo account, whatever account that you utilize, then that's what you should use. And most of you should be using the same email that you use to set up your PEGA account, because it should not have been your school email. It should be your own personal email. Okay. All right. Now, once you do that, you can uncheck that very last one. You don't have to receive marketing material. And then you want to click next. Now, make sure you put in the legal information. Put in your home address, your region, so that should be Mexico. You can leave company blank. You're not working for a company at this point. And you can put your home address, the zip code, your telephone number. Make sure you change the country code if it's not one. I think it is for Mexico, like the United States. Mobile telephone number should probably be exactly the same. I don't think anyone has landlines these days. Maybe some of you may still have a landline, but most people in the US, we don't. Our mobile phone is our primary phone. So that's why my phone numbers are the same. But if you want to put a different telephone number there than your mobile phone, if you have a landline, then you can do that. And then correspondence language, this is not a required field. When I opened it up, it only showed English and French. So in that case, don't put anything in it. Now, I don't know what the system would choose, so maybe you may want to put English if those are the only two options. If Spanish doesn't appear, then you may probably want to put English. They may send you something in French, and that's probably worse than getting something in English. But anyway, choose one of those. Oh, yes. Carol, you have a question. What should I put for company? Leave it blank. Leave it blank. Don't put anything. It's not a required field, so you want to leave it blank. Okay. Yeah. All right. Does anyone else have any questions? Anyone else have any questions? Okay. Then go ahead and click on next. And that will be all you can do. Okay. Click on next. And that will be all you can do. Everyone should get to this particular screen that says we're working on your new account request. Give me a thumbs up if you got to this page. Did everyone get to this page? Oh, actually, yours should say something a little different. I can see, because I did have an existing account and it had to merge my account. But you should get a message similar to this to say that they're creating you a new account. So did anyone get that type of message? Or did someone get that your message is already that they've created it for you? Okay, Angel gave me a thumbs up, so that tells me that, okay, got it. So I'm getting some responses that's indicating that either it's creating an account or it created the account for you. I didn't realize that I already had an account, so it's merging my two accounts. It's really good at that too. It's really good at that. Some people in error created an account associated with their school or with their company, and then they moved to another company and it doesn't follow them. So it allows you to create a new account. I had an old account. I hadn't used it since 2014. So I guess it went disabled last night. I was trying to get into it and couldn't, so I created a new account. Okay, so hopefully you're there. If you're not there, I will give you a document, a PDF in the instructions folder to show you how to do this if something failed for you. But I want to make sure that everyone is up and ready. Okay. Now, once that happens, at some point you will get an email. This is the email that I received that confirmed that my account was created. So this explains to me that I have a PearsonVUE web account. It gives me a username. It generates the username for you. You cannot create it. It generates the username, and you have a temporary password. So expect an email within 24 hours that will confirm that you have a PearsonVUE account. It should have a username. It should have a temporary password. Okay. Now, once you get that, this morning I came in, I was able to sign in. I put in my username, I put in my temporary password, and I clicked sign in. So I went back to the original screen that you started with, and instead of doing create, I did sign in, and now I was able to sign in. Once you get signed in, again, it'll ask you about the data transfer. You have no option. You have to click all of them and say agree. And then you get to create your own unique password. Okay. So now once you get your own unique password created, it will ask you for 3 security questions. Write those down somewhere, because if you forget them, you have to create a new account. So write them down. They'll give you a variety of questions to select. Put the answer there. And then you want to save and continue. At that point, it takes you right to the dashboard. That's where you stop. You don't do anything else beyond what you've done. Okay. Once you get to this point, you're actually ready to take your exam on Monday. On Monday, your administration will proctor the exam. They will tell you how to go in and select a particular exam. They will give you a code. You'll have to enter that code. Once you enter that code, they'll show you how to enter the voucher information. Then once you enter the voucher information, they'll give you a screen much like the pre-test, and you start taking the test in Spanish, and you'll have 90 minutes to do it. Okay. So that's all we'll do for today. Make sure, number one, that if you did not complete the mission exam or the mission exercise, complete that. So then you can get your digital badge. You still have the first low code section to do for SAE, to complete that, and the exam and the mission test, and upload those in the folders. I'll have folders for you for today, for 11/6, for November the 6th, for you to upload those, that information. Make sure that you wait and you look to see if your PearsonVUE account has been confirmed. Those are the activities that you need to be working on, and then expect an email from your administration to tell you the process for proctoring. I will give you updated information later on this evening for our night session. So make sure that all 16 of you return back to our night session. That'll be the last time we'll have the conversation before that Monday that you are scheduled to take the certification. So we don't meet on Fridays. So make sure that you return tonight so that we can make sure you get the most update information and be prepared for Monday. Okay, that is all that I have. Any questions? Any comments? All right, again, you have until 12 noon, about 2 hours, if you want to take the PEGA pre-test again, if you did not qualify, or if you want to, if you want a higher score, then do that. If you think you need to go back and take the BAE exam again, the one that we delivered for you, you can download a copy and take it again, upload it back in the folder, and I'll grade it for you. That's all I have. Thank you for your time, and I will see you late tonight. Now, remember, we meet at, go back here, so that we're all on the same page. This is Thursday night, so I'll see you at 7:30. I'll see you at 7:30 p.m. I'll see you then. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll talk with you later. Bye-bye.